Today's just going to be a really gentle flow, nice easy stretch to work into kind of all areas of the body. So going to be hopefully a relaxing class today. To get started, we're going to start in a seated posture. So if you want to get yourself all ready, find your comfortable seat, and then we'll meet up and get started there. Hands can rest gently on the legs or somewhere in the lap, just whatever feels comfortable for you. And once you're ready, you can gently draw your eyes closed if that feels good for you. And we'll take the next couple of moments to allow ourselves to arrive here and now. Take a moment to gently release and let go of the week that you have had. So everything that you have done this week, everything that you have said, everything that you didn't do, imagine it all drifting away from you, almost as though you're holding a bunch of balloons and you just let them go towards the sky. Doing a similar thing with anything that is left to do. So for the rest of the day today, for the upcoming week, all that stuff is yet to come, and it will have its place and time. This time, however, is for you to be with yourself. So imagine all that stuff drifting away from you as well. Let it go. Release it like balloons drifting off towards the sky. Really grant yourself permission to be here and now. You made it, you arrived. There's nothing else to do but to simply be with yourself as you are. Gently begin to connect with some big breaths. So consciously breathe in and out, filling the lungs on the inhales and emptying the lungs completely on the exhales. Take some big cleansing breaths, allowing yourself to feel the entirety of the inhales and exhales. And as you're here with your breath, begin to establish your posture around the breath. So in the background, while your forefront of your mind is on the breath, gently kind of let the legs soften towards the ground. From there, grow up, really reaching the spine, the back towards the ceiling, growing strong through the back body. Continue your deep breaths and allow the shoulders to relax down away from the ears. Soften the front body, the chest, the belly. Feel the breath within the torso. Lift through the neck. Crown of the head reaches up. And then relax your face, softening the forehead, eyes, the jaw. Relax the ears and the back of your head. Feel the breath through the body. As we sit up nice and tall, yet stay grounded within the base of our body, the breath has space to arrive and exit, and we can feel it more fully within. Breathe throughout your body, just letting the goodness of your breath fill your attention and your awareness. And as you're here, you may like to bring a dedication to your practice, to your awareness. So if you'd like to dedicate your practice to something, someone, to yourself, or something you're working on, take a moment. Bring your dedication to the forefront of your awareness and simply breathe into it. Today's practice is for your intention. Take a couple more breaths, really creating a union between the mind and the body through the breath. Allowing yourself to fully arrive here and now for your practice. Once you feel anchored in your breath, begin to open the eyes and find somewhere to look on the ground ahead of you. Take a couple more big breaths, keeping your posture as we established earlier. Feel the breath in the body, though the eyes are open. Beautiful job. On your next inhale, reach your hands out and around, palms touch at the top. On the exhale, right hand drops down to the mat, left hand reaches up overhead towards the side. Pause for a couple minutes. We'll breathe here into the left side body. Really try to pull that left shoulder back. In other words, spin the bottom right rib cage like you want it to look up towards the ceiling. Press down through your left hip. Gently relax the jaw and the shoulders down away from the face. One more big breath. Breathe to the left side. On your exhale, begin to spiral the left shoulder down. So you're going to almost like you're reaching toward the right front corner of your mat. So you're going to reach forward toward that right hand side, almost creating a rounding like nature in the upper spine. You should feel a nice stretch in the upper left back, left shoulder blade. Reach here, breathe through what you feel. One more big breath, relax your jaw, soften your gaze. Beautiful. Inhale, both hands sweep up, palms touch. Other side. So exhale, left hand down, right hand reaches up overhead. Pause for a couple moments. Really try to anchor down through that right hip. And then like before, spin that bottom left rib cage like it wants to look up, peek up towards the ceiling. So that right shoulder is going to peel back a little bit. Shoulders soften away from the face. Breathe to the left or the right hand side here. So notice what you feel. Can you feel the breath in the body? Be gentle with yourself, with your mind, your awareness. Soften into this stretch. One more big breath. All right, same kind of reaching stretch as we did on the other side. So begin to reach the right hand toward the left corner of your mat. As you do so, create like a rounding nature in the upper back, almost as if you're doing cat-cow, doing cat pose, rounding the upper back. Reach, reach, reach towards that left front corner of your mat. Breathe through the upper back and where you feel the stretch. Take about 2 more big breaths. Great job. One more breath. Beautiful. Inhale, both hands sweep up, palms touch. Exhale, hands come to heart center. If you got to give your shoulders a little shake, feel free to do so. On your next inhale, legs reach out in front of you. Exhale once they get there. Knees press down, toes pull back towards you. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. On your exhale, walk the hands down alongside your legs, moving towards a forward fold. Inhale, really reach your chest, your heart forward. And then exhale, only if it feels okay in your body, maybe you lower just a bit deeper. Pause for a couple big breaths. Continue pulling that heart forward, trying to find length in the back body, and relax your shoulders down away from your ears as much as possible. Breathe through the back. Where do you feel your breath right now? Try to put your awareness on what you feel, letting everything else go and melt away. Continue to press the knees down, pull the toes back towards you. Let's take 2 more big breaths here. Maybe you add a gentle smile to your face. 1 more big breath. Beautiful. On your next inhale, lift up halfway, pull the heart forward. On the exhale, step your left hand to the right hand side of your right leg. We're going to walk the hands over toward the right hand side, and you can pause wherever it feels good. If you even want to sit up a bit, feel free to do so. If you want to take this a little bit deeper, maybe you begin to slowly lower the elbows towards the ground. They may or may not touch, and that's okay, but continue to keep both your big toes pointing up towards the ceiling and anchor down. Press down through that left hip. Breathe deeply, shoulders relax away from the ears. Should get some sort of nice stretch on the left side body as well as the backs of those legs. Let's take one more big breath on this side. Great job. Inhale, walk the hands back up to center. Pull the heart forward if you can anymore, and then exhale, other side. So both hands come to the left side of that left leg. Walk them on over to a space that feels good. Again, you can be as propped up as you'd like. Maybe those elbows start coming down towards the ground. Maybe they come all the way down. Continue to press your knees down and pull the toes back towards you. Breathe deeply. Drop that right shoulder as much as you can towards the ground. Continue to press your right hip down towards the mat. Relax your jaw, soften your gaze. Let's take 2 more big breaths on the side. Feel your breath in the body. Where do you feel it? On your next inhale, walk your hands back to center. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, come back up, walk the hands all the way back towards you, and then on your exhale, swing your legs out and around behind you, make your way up, tabletop position. Inhale. Big toes touch, knees spread wide, and on your exhale, sink those hips on back to the heels, child's pose. So allow your body to drape down towards the mat, forehead can rest on the ground or hang in the air, whatever feels good. Take a couple moments to just notice how your body feels in child's pose. Give yourself a quick scan, check in with the hips, the back body, maybe even the neck and shoulders. Relax the shoulders down away from your ears as much as possible. If you like, maybe you rock the hips side to side or even allow the head to kind of roll side to side. Breathe through the back body. Can you feel your inhales expand the back? Exhales allow you to sink down just a bit deeper. One more breath. On your next inhale, tent up the fingers, look forward, lift the arms. Exhale, left elbow comes down in front of your face. And then inhale, stack your palms, press the palms in towards each other and begin to twist, looking toward the right-hand side. So we're going on trying to stack the elbows on top of another, palm on top of palm, and really press that right hand down into the left to leverage the twist. Shoulders pull down away from the ears, and notice if you're craning your neck, really lifting the chin up. Try to keep the chin tucked in towards the chest. Relax your jaw as much as possible. How do you feel in this stretch? Breathe into what you feel. Let's take one more big breath here. Beautiful. Exhale, drop the right elbow, swap them out. And then on your inhale, left elbow lifts up towards the sky. Pause here for a couple big breaths. Again, really press the palms in towards each other. Keep the back of the neck neutral, so chin just slightly tucking in. Breathe deeply. Press that bottom elbow into the ground to lift the shoulder girdle slightly. And relax your jaw. Breathe through what you feel. Stay in the body. One more big round of breath here. Exhale, top elbow comes down towards the ground. Inhale, reach your hands out. Exhale, lower the head back down towards the mat. Pause for a couple breaths. Just notice how your body feels after that twist. Observe the mind, the body, what you're feeling right now. How can you be gentle towards yourself, towards your body? How can you soften the edges of your mind, of your body? Just allowing yourself to be with yourself as you are. One more big breath here. On your next inhale, come up tabletop position, hands and knees. Once you get there, exhale, curl the toes under, lift the knees up, and then press up and back, downward facing dog. Take a couple moments here, breathe deeply. Maybe you pedal out those feet, bending the knees, shift the weight forward and back or side to side. Just find a release that feels good in your body right now. Breathe deeply all the way to the backs of your legs. Really just allow your head to get used to being below the hips and open up those backs of the legs. Let's take about 2 more breaths, moving any way that feels good for you. One more big breath.
Eventually make your way to a stagnant downward facing dog. So begin to press through the hands, specifically the space between the pointer finger and the thumb, press down. Shoulder blades pull back down the back body and spread wide. And press the heels towards the mat. It's okay if they do not touch. Knees press backwards towards the wall behind you. Low belly pulls in. Big breath here. On your next inhale, lift your right foot up off the mat, point the toes towards the back of the room. Exhale, bend your knee like you want to kick your right booty with your heel. Inhale, begin to point the knee out toward the right hand side. So we're opening up the hip. Maybe the knee begins to lift and point up towards the ceiling. As you do so, be mindful of your shoulder girdle. Continue to pull that right armpit down towards the mat. Couple big breaths here. Should feel a nice opening in that right hip. One more big breath. Exhale, keep the knee bent but drop it back down. Inhale, come forward to plank, knee in towards the chest. Exhale, we're gonna cross the leg over, so begin to kick the leg straight out toward the left-hand side. Foot comes down to the mat. Now from here, gently kind of inch or step your right hand forward just slightly. We're gonna move towards fallen triangle. So inhale, your back heel is gonna fall in towards the center of the mat. Front toes are gonna point out as the left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. So lots of cues. If you need to look at me, feel free to do so. Continue to really press those hips up. Let's take 2 more big breaths. Look up towards your top hand if you can. 1 more big breath. On your exhale, left hand comes down to the mat, meets right. Inhale, lift that right knee back in towards the chest, and then kick it on back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, lower the foot back down. Beautiful job. Let's try that same flow on the other side. Take a big breath before we give it a try. Alrighty, on your next inhale, lift your left foot up off the mat, point the toes towards the back of the room. Exhale, bend your knee like you want to kick your booty. Inhale, lift the knee out toward the left-hand side now. Pause here, maybe the knee goes up towards the ceiling. You find what feels good in your body. Continue to press the left shoulder blade or left armpit down towards the mat, squaring off the shoulders. 1 more big breath here. Inhale, drop the knee down, keep it bent though, and shift forward, plank pose, knee in towards chest. Exhale, cross the leg over as you straighten it out toward the right-hand side. Now we're gonna kind of do our little fall and twist. So left hand just comes forward slightly. On your next exhale, drop the right heel in towards the midline. As you do so, the body will twist. Left foot on the ground, right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Really press those hips up towards the sky. Couple big breaths. Maybe you look up towards your top hand. Let's take 2 more big breaths. Keep reaching those hips up. 1 more big breath. On your exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale, left knee towards the chest, spin onto the toes of the back foot. Exhale, press it on back, 3-legged dog. Set the foot down. Great job. Take a big breath in your downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, plank pose, drop the knees. Exhale, big toes touch, sink the heels back, child's pose. Take a big breath or 2. Let's recalibrate, connect back with the breath if we've lost that connection. Notice how you're feeling. Maybe the heart rate has increased a bit. Breathe deeply. Even out your breath, inhales equal exhales. Notice how you're feeling. And let yourself just be with yourself as you are right now. 1 more full round of breath here. On your next inhale, gently lift up, tabletop position, hands and knees. Once you get there, make sure that the wrists are directly under the shoulders. Exhale, and the knees are directly under those hip points. We're going to move through a couple rounds of cat-cow here. So on your next inhale, belly drops down, heart pulls through, gaze goes up towards the sky. Exhale, round, really press the ground away through the hands and knees. Inhale, belly pulls down, look up. You can follow the pace of your own breath if you'd like. Exhale, round like you want to touch the ceiling with your shoulder blades. Couple more rounds. Inhale to draw the belly down, pull the heart through as the gaze goes up. Exhale, round, looking towards the knees, thighs, or belly button. Let's do 1 more round. Inhale, draw the belly down, look up. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, back to center, tabletop position. Exhale, curl the toes under, lift the knees up, press those hips on back, downward facing dog once again. Pause for a couple breaths, breathe through the belly button, really press the hands down towards the mat, drive the heels down as the knees and thighs press towards the back of the room like you want to make a print of your booty on the wall behind you. One more big breath. On your next inhale, begin to walk the hands back to the feet. So step, step, step with the hands all the way back to the feet. You'll end at the back of your mat. Exhale once you get there. Inhale, rise up halfway. Pull the heart forward. Pause here. Exhale. Make sure the feet are about hips distance. All 10 toes point forward. Inhale here one more time. And then on your next exhale, left hand comes somewhere on that right leg. And then on your inhale, right hand peels up. So you can even put the hand on the thigh, you can put it on the lower leg, you can put it towards the ankle or the ground. Either way, right hand is up towards the sky. And as you do so, try your best to not bend into that left knee. Keep those knees in the same plane, so that left hip pulling back. A couple more big breaths. Maybe you look up towards the top thumb or just towards the wall on the right hand side. One more big breath. Exhale, right hand comes down, switch them out. So right hand to left leg, inhale, left hand reaches up. Couple more big breaths. Continue to breathe deeply, reaching up towards the sky. Pay attention to the knees, make sure they're in the same plane. You're not straightening one leg and bending the other knee. Keep them relatively similar. One more big breath. Beautiful. Exhale, hand comes down. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold to the feet. On your next inhale, begin to walk the hands out in front of you. Walk, walk, walk all the way to plank pose. On your exhale, drop the knees, the chest, and then the chin down towards the mat. Inhale, uncurl the toes. Pull your heart forward, low cobra. Exhale, curl the toes under, press the hips on back, downward facing dog. Pause here for a couple breaths. Breathe deeply. Send the breath all the way to the belly button. Relax your jaw. Maybe you look at your ankles, your knees, or the thighs. Find somewhere to look on the body. Beautiful. One more big breath. On your next inhale, come forward, plank pose. And as you do so, exhale, drop the knees. Big toes touch, knees spread wide, sink on back. Child's pose, exhale. Pause here for a couple more big breaths. And if you'd like, maybe you rock the head side to side, finding a release in the neck. Breathe through the body. Notice how you're feeling. Two more big breaths here. And one more full round of breath. On your next inhale, come up, tabletop position, hands and knees. On your exhale, gently lower yourself down to the mat. So belly comes down, all the way down. Stack your palms one on top of another and simply rest your forehead down on the hands. Pause here for a couple breaths. On your inhales, can you physically feel the belly and chest press towards the ground beneath you? On your exhales, can you feel the belly and chest soften as you melt towards the ground? Take a couple moments. Keep your awareness on the connection of your body with the ground beneath you. Feel the feedback of your breath. Notice the inhales and exhales and how it feels against the ground. Keep your awareness there for a couple rounds of breath, noting what you feel. Beautiful job. On your next inhale, gently lift your head up off your hands and then bring your hands directly under your shoulders. Elbows are going to squeeze in by your sides, so we're not letting them come out, we're squeezing them in by your sides. Exhale. Couple rounds of low cobra here, toes pressed down into the mat. On your next inhale, can you peel the heart up? Exhale, slowly lower back down. Two more rounds. Inhale, peel the heart up. Hips pressed down. Exhale, lower. Once more, then we're going to hold. So inhale, peel on up, shrug the shoulders onto the back body. Exhale, down. Okay, we're going to hold this round. So on your next inhale, peel on up, Pause once you're lifted. Let's hold for about 5 big breaths. So breathe deeply. Try to make the hands light. Can you wiggle your fingertips? Press the hips down into the mat. Low belly pulls in. Tops of the toes press down as the kneecaps lift up towards the hips. One more big breath. Relax your jaw. Beautiful. On your exhale, slowly lower. Stack the palms one on top of another and rest a cheek down on your hands. Take a couple big breaths. Imagine sending your breath all the way to the low back. Breathe deeply here. Again, feel the connection of the belly, of the chest on the ground with your breaths. Awesome job. One more big breath. Beautiful. On your next inhale, lift your head up off your hands. This time, bring your elbows directly under your shoulders. Exhale once you get there. So we're making a 90-degree bend with our elbows. Really press the hands down into the mat and the forearms down. When you do so, you're going to feel an instant lift to the shoulders. So we want to keep that. Continue breathing. Same thing like before, press the feet down into the mat. Kneecaps will lift up as you press the pelvis, the hips down into the mat. Low belly pulls in. Continue to press the hands down into the mat. Chest draws forward and up. Crown of the head lifts up towards the ceiling. Be mindful of the back of your neck. Try not to crane it, but keep it neutral, looking forward. Pause for a couple big breaths here. This is Sphinx pose. So everything that's pressing down into the mat is really working and pressing the ground away. Everything that's not touching the mat is lifting up and away. So while this may look passive, your body is working here. Everything should be working in the body. Let's take 2 more big breaths. Breathe deeply, relax your jaw. 1 more big breath. And from here, if this feels like enough of a back bend, you're going to stay right as you are. If you want to move a little further on your next inhale, you'll begin to press the hands down and maybe lift the elbows slightly off the ground. Maybe you fully extend the arms. Listen to your low back. Bring your awareness all the way to the low back. If you feel pinching or anything that does not feel good, come on back down. Keep pulling that low belly in. Glutes are squeezing as the pelvis presses down. If you want to take it 1 step further, maybe you walk the hands a step or 2 back towards you, really lifting, drawing the heart forward. Again, should feel okay in the body. Please meet yourself where you're at today and only where it feels good. Couple more big breaths wherever you're at. Shoulders pull down away from the ears. Low belly pulls in. Toes press towards the ground. 1 more big breath. If your hands are in towards you, walk them back out. Exhale, lower the elbows down. Stack the palms. Rest the left cheek down on your hands now. Pause for a couple big breaths. Again, breathe to the low back. Visualize, imagine the inhales coming in all the way to the low back and bringing in space, new energy. On the exhales, find a nice release, melt down, let go of anything that no longer serves you. Couple more big breaths. Feel the breath, the feedback of the ground beneath your body. On your next inhale, gently lift your head, keeps the hands stacked, and then exhale, forehead down to the hands. We're simply just going to lift the legs up off the ground next. So on your next inhale, can you begin to peel your feet up, the legs up off the ground? Once your legs are lifted, hold. We're going to pause for a couple big breaths. Keep the forehead pressing down into the hands, shoulders pull down the back body. Big toe side of the feet lift up towards the ceiling, pinky toe side of the feet point down. So we're just finding this little rotation of the legs. 1 more big breath here. Can you lift up any higher? Exhale, slowly lower the legs back down. Great job. On your next inhale, bend your knees, lift the feet up, and if it feels good, maybe you windshield wiper the legs side to side, just allowing the feet to drop side to side in opposite directions. Continue to follow your breath. So inhales, lift the feet up towards the sky. Exhales, the feet fall to one side, and continue that pattern going back and forth. Follow your breath. Link the mind to the body through the power of the breath. Breathe deeply. Once you feel the low back begin to settle, maybe the feet eventually make their way back down to the ground. Maybe you even just gently rock the hips side to side, massaging the pelvis, the low back. Continue to breathe all the way to the low back and the sacrum. Great job. On your next inhale, gently lift the head up off the hands one more time. And from here, we're just gonna roll over the right side of the body to flip ourselves onto our back. So roll, roll, roll. Eventually scoot yourself back onto your mat and lay onto the back body. We'll pause here for a breath or two as we all make our way to our backs. Whenever your next inhale arises and you're laying on your back, gently hug your knees in towards you, wrap your arms around the legs, and give yourself a gentle hug as you rock side to side. As you do so, maybe you press the low back towards the ground, give yourself a little low back massage. You can even allow the ears to drop side to side as you rock, finding a nice release in the neck. Soften your jaw, breathe deeply. Eventually slow down your rocks, making your way back towards center. Finding a nice posture just without any movement. On your next exhale, straighten only your left leg down to the mat. Keep the right knee hugging in. Inhale here, moving towards a twist. Exhale, right knee drops across the body to the left-hand side. Arms come to a T shape. So once you get here, the left hand can rest on the outside of that right leg, or you can keep it in T shape, whatever feels good for you. Maybe you look up towards the ceiling. Maybe you send your gaze over the right hand. Eyes can draw close if you'd like. Breathe to the right side body. Feel the inhales, fill the right lung, and expand the right hand side. Exhale, soften your body to a slightly deeper twist. Relax your jaw and continue to press the right shoulder blade down into the mat. Take one more full breath here. On your next inhale, gently bring the right knee back up to center. Give it a quick hug in. And then exhale, straighten the leg down to the mat. Same flow, other side. So inhale, hug the left knee in. Pause, exhale. Big inhale. And on your following exhale, left knee drops across the body to the right hand side. Now arms can come to a T shape. You can rest the right hand on the outside of the left leg. Just find what works in your body today. Maybe you send the gaze over the left hand or simply keep it looking up towards the ceiling. Eyes can draw closed if you'd like. Can you feel the breath along the left side body now? Breathing deeply. Feel the left side lung expand on the inhales. On the exhales, just allow the body to twist slightly deeper. Couple more big breaths like that. On your next inhale, gently bring your left knee back up to center. Hug it in. Exhale, straighten the leg down to the mat. Moving to happy baby pose next. On your next inhale, bring both the knees in towards you. Flex the feet, begin to lift them up towards the ceiling. Your choice, you can grab onto the backs of the thighs, around the lower legs, the ankles, or grab the hands around the outside edges of your feet. Either way, the knees come towards the side bodies, and the knees flex, and then feet flex up towards the ceiling. So knees bent, feet flex, press the hips, the low back down to the mat. Breathe deeply. Now, if you feel like the back of the neck and the head's lifting up off the mat and that you're really reaching, just lower your hands to a grip that's closer to you. Pause for a couple of big breaths. If you want to rock side to side, feel free to do so. Keep those arms soft. If you can manage a smile here, it is happy baby after all. So see where you can find the posture that you can manage a smile rather than strain. One more big breath wherever you're at. On your next exhale, drop the feet, moving to butterfly legs. So insides of the feet touch, knees splay outwards. You can grab around the lower legs, the ankles, or wrap the hands around the outside edges of the feet. Heels drop in towards the pelvis as the knees press towards the front of your room or your mat. Breathe deeply. Soften your jaw, relax the shoulders as much as possible. Should feel a nice stretch in the insides of the hip flexors. One more big breath. And then gently allow the shape of the legs as they are to fall to the ground. So butterfly legs resting down, reclined Baddha Konasana. So the knees will splay outwards, hands can rest on the inner thighs, on the belly, down by your sides, whatever feels good. Hands resting on the inner thighs will provide a little bit more weight
exaggerating the opening of the hip flexors, so just find what works in your body. Continue to breathe deeply, sending the breath all the way to the pelvis, to the hips. Couple more big breaths here. Really relax those hip flexors, just allowing the knees to fall towards the ground. If you'd like to stay here for a little bit longer or possibly even rest here in Shavasana, feel free to do so. If you'd like to eventually extend the legs out for Shavasana, again, find what works for you. If there's any last postures or stretches that you'd like to take before the closing of class, then feel free to take them. Give your body what you need right now, and we'll eventually meet up in Shavasana, so the resting posture of your choice. If you're still flowing, please feel free to do so. Flow as long as you need to until you're ready for Shavasana. If and when you're ready for our final resting pose, find whatever feels good to rest in. Gently draw your eyes closed and begin to invite into your mind, your body, a gentle, soft, and relaxed nature. Imagine the space around you expanding, getting softer. Similar with the body, imagine it relaxing, getting softer, more spacious. Begin to soften the body even further, starting by relaxing the crown of the head. Soften the forehead, relax the eyebrows and the eyes. Soften your temples and the cheekbones. Relax the jaw. Allow the lips to soften as you relax the teeth, floating the tongue down away from the roof of your mouth. Soften your ears, the back of the head, and the scalp. Relax your neck, open the throat. Melt the shoulders towards the ground beneath you as you relax the upper arms and the elbows. Soften the lower arms and the wrists. And relax your hands, allowing every finger to get a little bit softer. Soften your chest and the space around your heart. Relax your rib cage. Soften your belly. Relax the upper back. Soften the middle of your back. And relax the low back. Allow the hips, the glutes to melt towards the ground as you soften the pelvic region. Soften the upper legs as you relax the knees. Soften the lower legs as you relax the ankles. Allow the feet to soften. Every toe gets a little bit lighter. And notice if you're holding on anywhere else in your body. Can you allow it to melt away, to let go, to relax? And begin to invite in the soft, easy nature to your mind as well. Allow the state of your body to translate to the mind, softening it, relaxing it as though it's a muscle itself. Let it go. Imagine as though your body, your mind, is a gentle feather, any color that you please. It's light, easy, effortless. It goes where the wind blows. Allow your body to take on this light, easy nature, a softness. For the next couple of moments, allow yourself to simply be here and now in this gentle state, letting yourself drift away. Gently begin to invite the awareness back in towards your body. Maybe you deepen the breath, or add subtle wiggles, the toes, the fingers, the wrists and ankles. Only when you feel ready, gently begin to move the body, rolling over to one side, and pause there to rest in a fetal position. Take your time. Again, only when you feel ready, gently press yourself all the way up to seated, moving slowly and keeping the eyes gently closed as you move. We'll meet up with the eyes drawn closed and palms touching at heart center. Take a couple of moments to consciously observe how you feel right now. Gently draw your awareness to your mind. Notice how it feels. Observe the qualities, the state of the mind. What word describes your mind right now? Gently draw your awareness towards your body. Observe, notice how it feels. What word describes the state of your body? Eventually draw your awareness to your emotional well-being. What emotion do you feel right now? Just notice, observe, let it be as it is. Give yourself a smile and truly thank yourself. Express gratitude to yourself for showing up today, for practicing yoga, and reconnect with your intention that you set at the beginning of class. And imagine sending your beautiful, loving energy towards whatever you dedicated your practice to today. And thank you so very much for sharing your beautiful practice and energy with me here today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.